I'd like to first thank you for the opportunity to come speak with you about our campaign for Brussels sprouts, the little bud with a big bang. We hope you find this presentation valuable. I'd like to begin by introducing what Brussels sprouts are exactly. Brussels sprouts are a variety of cabbage. They're part of the cruciferous vegetable family, which also includes broccoli, cauliflower, collard greens, and kale. And Brussels sprouts are typically cultivated in North America, in California, but are available year-round in grocery stores in both fresh and frozen varieties. Brussels sprouts are very nutrient dense and holds a lot of key nutrients. One serving of Brussels sprouts is equal to 1 cup, which is a pretty large serving. And these tiny cabbages are a great source of vitamin C and vitamin A. They're a good source of vitamin B6 and K. They're also high in fiber and contain minerals like iron and calcium and potassium. Brussels sprouts are comparable to their fellow vegetable broccoli, and they actually provide more vitamin K, potassium, iron, and fiber than broccoli does, and they're less calories per serving, which makes them another healthy option. I decided to make this comparison because broccoli has a slightly less negative perception from children and a positive perception from parents. This is a food that parents would like to give to their children. It's a common food that you see on tables. We decided that we wanted to target parents with a busy lifestyle and children between the ages of 2 and 12 years of age. And our objective was to encourage parents to begin introducing a variety of vegetables like Brussels sprouts that may be less often put on their table. We wanted to focus on the importance of varying vegetables in the diet. We also wanted to focus on the nutrient density of Brussels sprouts and its low caloric consumption, while increasing a positive perception of the vegetable. So what is the perception of Brussels sprouts? While Brussels sprouts have historically been perceived negatively in pop culture, sometimes even being called the most hated vegetable, we hope to change this perception by encouraging parents to introduce this versatile superfood early on. By providing advertisement aimed at making Brussels sprouts an appealing vegetable, not only due to their size, their mild flavor, and variety of cooking methods, we hope that we could increase sales of Brussels sprouts. When branding, we wanted to create a logo that appealed to both children and parents. Meet Brussels sprout, the little bud with a big bang. We decided to go with a cartoon image of a friendly-faced Brussels sprout, and our catchphrase was chosen because we wanted to play on the size of the vegetable that we thought would appeal to children, while mentioning Brussels sprouts' big nutritional impact in order to appeal to parents. So why do we want to encourage parents to buy Brussels sprouts? Why do we want to encourage this positive perception of Brussels sprouts? Well, like I had mentioned before, they're nutrient dense. They are a low-calorie food. And they also contain antioxidants and a large amount of vitamin C to support their child's immune system. And there's also research showing that Brussels sprouts, along with other cruciferous vegetables, may also have anti-cancer properties. And then we also wanted to push the importance of introducing a variety of different vegetables in a child's diet at a young age in hopes of opening them up to greater vegetable consumption in the future. And this would be an emphasis on Brussels sprouts. Influencers. Well, when it comes to children, there are typically a large amount of influencers that can sway their perception of things, and especially food. So we decided to target pediatricians, registered dietitians, especially at local supermarkets, WIC nutritionists, community outreach programs like Capital Roots and their role in providing fresh fruits and vegetables to communities, commercials, parenting magazines, and events and conferences like Fancy. And then parents themselves are probably the greatest influencer. We hoped by using registered dietitians as influencers, especially in local supermarkets, that this would provide an opportunity for food sampling and cooking demos that may provide parents with the tools they needed to change their own perceptions about Brussels sprouts while becoming the influencers of their children's perception on Brussels sprouts. So how do we choose Brussels sprouts? Brussels sprouts are available year-round, but they're typically in their prime during fall, winter, and spring seasons. They come in both green and purple varieties, similar to green and red cabbage. And while selecting Brussels sprouts, you typically would look for a firm sprout with tightly packed leaves and little or no yellowing. And it's best to store Brussels sprouts in the refrigerator unwashed, if not using them immediately. When preparing Brussels sprouts, you may want to pull away any loose leaves, wash, and cut them, or even keep them whole depending on the preferred cooking method. Brussels sprouts can be cooked in various ways, including boiling, steaming, roasting, sauteing, and microwaving. And we wanted to focus on the versatile cooking methods to provide parents with options based on their busy lifestyles. And frozen packages of Brussels sprouts are also available at grocery stores and are easily steamed or roasted. So there's little prep in buying a frozen variety of Brussels sprouts, which is a huge convenience for working parents. This is a Little Bud Big Bang recipe card, and we tried to create recipes that were going to be simple in order to gauge child acceptance with more mild flavors. And we also wanted minimal cooking time for busy parents. And this recipe of caramelized Brussels sprouts with dried cherries would take approximately 15 minutes cooking time. Our annual projected budget assumed a total cost of approximately $700,000, and this would include staffing, printing materials needed for brochures and flyers, television and magazine advertisements, food and demonstration costs, and also the cost of advertisements at the annual Fancy conference. This flyer is a potential advertisement for a cooking demonstration that would be executed by a registered dietitian at a local grocery store like a ShopRite or any other local grocery store within the parent's area. And this would give parents an opportunity to see how to prepare a vegetable that they may not be familiar with, while also being able to taste it and once again possibly changing their perception of this vegetable. The following is a picture of a tentative brochure aimed towards parents, but also gauged towards kids with our logo. And this could be placed in a pediatrician's office or a WIC nutritionist office, possibly in the waiting area, for parents to look through as they're waiting for a group or an appointment. And this brochure just quickly touches on 5 facts about Brussels sprouts, as to why parents may want to buy this vegetable for their child. It touches on cooking tips and a small idea of how to flavor Brussels sprouts. Our press kit would consist of our branding logo, our consumer brochure, a cookbook and recipe cards, cooking tips, and all other advertisement materials. I want to once again thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed our presentation today, and I'd be more than happy to answer any questions.